Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Daryl and this is Future Proof. In this channel, I teach you guys how to invest into cryptocurrencies, how to save your buying power, and most importantly, how to be profitable in this space. Guys, I have a very exciting video for you today. I'm going to be analyzing what is going on in this market. Why are we in the sea of red? Definitely there's an answer to that. And should you be scared right now? Okay, and what is Bitcoin going to do next? First of all, let's get this straight. I don't have any idea of what Bitcoin's going to do next. Anything I talk about in this video is just probabilities based on how Bitcoin moves. No one, absolutely no one, can tell you exactly what Bitcoin will do next. And if they promise to do so, then you should definitely think twice. With that said, we need to get into this market to analyze what the current situation is and what could be certain news that are negatively affecting the price of Bitcoin. First off, let's take a quick look at the Fear and Greed Index. Here you can see we are still in greed. Just last week we were at extreme greed, about 84. Now we're sitting at about 71, which is not bad, also not great. So this is something to keep in mind. People are still not extremely fearful from this price dip, and there's a reason for that. Before we get into the chart, let's also take a look at some of the CoinGecko news. You can see on CoinGecko news just regular news that might be going around in the space. First of all, Voyager Digital debut crypto debit card. This is really exciting. I'm a big fan of Voyager. This is actually one of my preferred exchange over Coinbase. There's lower fees. If you use my code, which is always in the description, you will automatically get $25 in Bitcoin if you use my code and you deposit $100. So that's fun. What I love about Voyager, obviously, is you get so much interest on so many different cryptos. I currently get 12% APY on my DOT. You get 9% APY just for holding USDC, which is actually amazing. You don't have to stake it or anything. Just holding it there. You're getting passive income while your bank cannot even give you 0.01% APY. So this is something to keep in mind. Here we can see we have Phantom, Terra, Cosmos, hardest hit, market dip. This means these are some coins you got to be looking to buy and reaccumulate, guys. That's how I see it. I have no care for this woman. Here we have U.S. government to sell 56 million worth of crypto to compensate BitConnect victims. It's good, but bad. How do they plan to sell it? Do they plan to just liquidate this on the market on everyone? Or do they plan to OTC it? Or do they plan to give these people different cryptos? Who knows? This doesn't really get into much details, but definitely something you guys can look up. Here is what I think were some of the fears coming in, and this is something we've seen over and over again. China warned state-owned companies to stop Bitcoin mining or risk strict penalties. We all know China has banned Bitcoin hundreds of times. This recent ban they did was definitely much more serious, and what we saw is a lot of the miners were in China, and now they're migrating to the West. And that's also very good for the decentralization of Bitcoin because China really was mining most of the Bitcoin. And this is actually good. Anything negative for Bitcoin that comes out of China shows that Bitcoin is probably the most bullish asset to hold. Just because if China fears it so much, there's definitely something you got to keep in mind. All right, so now, apart from all of this, let's kind of like get into the overall market. What we're seeing is that everything is down. Everything is down except for stablecoins. 24-hour winners, very few: Sandbox, Wax, Decentraland, Mana. Some of the metaverse coins, Mana. You know, we made some massive gains on Mana. I love what we were able to accomplish on Mana. We called Mana at 70 cents on the Patreon group. Well, way before that still, but I did a last signal at 70 cents, and literally like 2 days after, Facebook announced Meta and Mana took off, and that was really nice. But overall, everything else is down, and we want to analyze what is going on in the market. And that's why you come in this channel. You don't come in this channel for me to tell you exactly what's going to happen. You come in this channel to get a an idea, perspective of what could be happening and how that reflects. First of all, when in doubt, zoom out. This is very, very important because what we see is when we're going up, everyone is happy and screaming, we're going to the moon. And then you get a little dip and everyone's screaming, Bitcoin is dead. This is how dramatic this space is. This was about, say, a 10% dip. And everyone assumes this was the top. Well, if you have been watching this channel and you've seen my last video, I've already had told you guys that I did not expect Bitcoin to just moon from here. Bitcoin needs to go sideways and consolidate and create a base. What do I mean by this? Zooming out, we can see that these levels that I have in red right here were strong past resistance, which will not turn to support. And what we're seeing is this level right here, which is a resistance once, twice, a third time. We broke it. We got some resistance in here, broke it, came back down. And again, it was a resistance. And what you can see is the same level now is serving as support. If you're holding bags of altcoins, you don't want Bitcoin to take off right away. You want to pray that Bitcoin continues to go sideways. Yes, the market will be boring. Yes, the price of Bitcoin movement will be boring. What you need to understand is that this needs to chill BTC because, as you can see, looking at the Bitcoin dominance, Bitcoin is trying once again to break this resistance past support, which is now resistance level, and we're failing, which is what we're hoping for all of us holding altcoins. And as I also mentioned, is that this 200 EMA would keep serving as a resistance for us, and that's exactly what it's been doing. All right. If this starts taking off, your altcoins will get hurt and Bitcoin will pump. But if this continues to go sideways or go lower, your altcoins will start to do 2-3x's because the money will be flowing into altcoins. So this is definitely something to keep in mind. Another thing that you guys need to keep in mind is if I bring us to the weekly chart, you need to understand something. All right, let me just take some of these things out. This is probably one of the highest weekly close that we got into price of Bitcoin. And this is very, very bullish for us to go higher. Keep in mind, we made a new all-time high. And all that we're doing right now is coming back and retesting that previous high to find support. All of so many people in this space, they just want instant gratification. And that's not how this space works. From my experiences, if you're too greedy and you want things to happen right away, you're going to miss out on the biggest moves. And what Bitcoin is doing right now, guys, looks to me extremely, extremely healthy. All right, extremely healthy. We broke out, we made a new all-time high. We're coming back and we're testing this as a new base, right? This is very important that we not take off from here too quickly and we go form some sideways movement. Because when we do take off and start heading to the 80,000, right? Let's say we go to 80,000 and BTC corrects. It's gonna correct and come back maybe to that 63 as the base before going higher to 100. And even if we do go all the way to 100, right? And BTC has a huge crash, this 63,000 is going to serve as the support base. All right, so this is why it's actually important that we continue to go sideways in this area before a full takeoff. With that said, right, I want to get into something real quick. I want to show you guys the others chart. Let's get to it. We have the others chart. So we saw the Bitcoin, dominance, and now look at the others chart. We are still also in an uptrend, right? If I bring this into the daily, altcoins could come back and retest this level. You see, we've done it once already, right? This is a good level to watch for the altcoin dominance, right? Right here, because resistance, broke it, came back down, resistance, and now serving as support. And also kind of going sideways right now. So this is really bullish to me. What is bearish is we do have a bearish MACD cross, but that can change at any moment. What you need to pay attention to is when the altcoin dominance breaks this level right here in red, which is at 17%, this is when we were going to experience a parabolic move in altcoins, which I think is going to happen very soon. So definitely keep an eye out for that, guys. I don't recommend you guys FOMOing into the dip right just yet, but I do think that this dip may have potentially bottomed. And another thing to keep in mind, right? If we're going down during the week right now, I feel that we are going to be bullish this weekend. So this is something else to keep in mind. And you guys know, since I made the video on my last video, we talked about Icon. And I want to just give you guys an update on Icon because Icon has been doing so well since we did the last video. When we did the last video, I think we were like right here when I told you guys, hey, like this thing is something I'm looking at and nobody's looking at it. And Icon has been actually climbing. I don't know if you guys have been noticing. And on top of that, we broke above this, and we only need to break above $2.56 for Icons to start to rally. And I want to just give you guys this idea again, and I've told you guys the idea behind this Icon move is that Icon is extremely undervalued for a layer 1, and the next level of resistance for Icon is about $4.80, which is going to be an easy 2x from here. And all we need to do is break this level because it's blue skies from here. And Icon is playing out exactly as expected. So really excited to see this. Right now, you must be wondering, what do you do? Right now, what I would, not financial advice, but what I would advise you look into is look into how certain coins are comparing against BTC. Like we have Ethereum against BTC, still on an uptrend, right? This is a good sign that Ethereum will soon start outpacing Bitcoin. And I am a true believer that Ethereum will potentially flip BTC, right? And another thing that actually could make Ethereum flip BTC is a gem that we've been discussing in the Patreon group. But I'm going to share this with you guys. Here is IMX, all right? If you guys are not familiar with IMX, please look into it. This is Immutable X. Their token just recently released, right, on the 6th of this month, and it just already started making some moves. But I wanted this to cool down first before talking about it on the channel. What is IMX? IMX is a layer 2 protocol for Ethereum. It is very similar to Matic, but I think IMX is better. The reason for is Matic is a layer 2, but also has its own blockchain. So when it is helping Ethereum with transaction, it actually confirms this transaction on its own blockchain, which to me, I think has some security flaws because it's not using the security of Ethereum, which has been proven to be very secure. So IMX is this layer 2 on Ethereum that just recently been released. And one thing to note is that this is not on a lot of exchange. This is the only sad thing about IMX. It's Immutable X. It's on some very shitty exchange at the moment. But this is such a strong project that I believe it will be on multiple exchanges and for multiple reasons. Let's take a look at some reasons. First off, this only has a market cap of 1 billion at the moment. If you're comparing this, to Matic, to Matic Polygon, right? Matic is sitting as number 19 with a market cap of 10 billion, like 10.8 billion. Right there, that shows you that Immutable X has 10x potential. I like the sound of that. Immutable X has 10x potential. Love it. That's something, the first thing to keep in mind. The second thing to keep in mind is a lot of those projects that I've been looking into and I've been telling you guys, like Illuvium. Okay, Illuvium, which has been doing extremely well since our Patreon. We got into Illuvium at $626. Illuvium, which is this metaverse play to earn, is building, going to use Immutable X. All right, TikTok is going to use Immutable X. Okay, VV, all right, VV, which I've been sharing VV in a very long time in this channel. We haven't really talked about it. OMI, which is a token that I've discussed way back on this channel as well, which basically is the token behind VV, which is one of the #1 NFT licensed NFT platforms. A lot of these NFTs you see they're selling, they might not even have the right to the content they're selling. They might not even have a right to display certain things that they're doing. But VV has license with a lot of these real big brands. And what I mean by big brands, I mean Marvel, okay? I mean DC. I mean, like, guys, they have so many big partnerships with Batman, Superman, Back to the Future. I hold a lot of VV NFTs, and I'm planning to hold them for a while. But what this means is that right now, OMI is on what's called the Go chain. The Go chain you can see on the Explorer. And now they're trying to kind of like, because they realize that Ethereum is the most trusted platform for NFTs, and people would rather pay crazy amount for Ethereum NFTs over any other chains, really. So they're migrating to Ethereum. But the reason they went with Go chain instead of Ethereum is because the Ethereum fees are huge. And you know, if you've used any decentralized exchange or try to buy NFTs on Ethereum, they're massive. So OMI migrating to Immutable X, to me, is huge. And I think it's a big deal. And I think that's also going to help the price of Immutable X to pump. What I do want to mention here on this setup is you need to understand we had a round bottom pays the bill. Okay, we had a falling wedge that broke to the upside, 60% chance of breaking to the upside, and it came back down to retest the top of the wedge. What we see here is that that area of retest is also the previous all-time high. So this is really exciting. This is a beautiful setup. This reminds me of this very similar setup of when I gave Network. Let me see if I pull up Network, if you guys can see this. Network, very similar to down here. And keep in mind, on this channel, I did tell you guys not to ape into Network here and to buy right down here. And look, this thing played exactly as I kind of predicted, and this was indeed one of the best buy zone. This is a coin that I've been continuing to accumulate, but not to get off subject. Let's just stick with IMX. Yeah, so overall, guys, this is the other gem that I want to share with you. And if it wasn't in your radar before, I hope that I was able to bring this to your attention. So go do some research, get some more information on IMX, Immutable X. I think it has huge upside potential. Easy 10x. People put clickbait titles 10x, 20x, and don't really have some valid information to support it. But this is truly a coin that I believe could 10x easily. So keep in mind, do your own research, come to your own conclusions, and don't make any decisions based on what I say on this channel, because I am not your financial advisor. I am just simply making videos on YouTube to try to educate as many people. All right, that's all I have for you guys today. I hope you find some value in what I had to share with you. If you appreciate it, I take my time to make this video. You know what to do. Click the like button, subscribe to the channel, click the bell notification so you can be notified when I post a video. All right, that's all I got for you guys. I hope everybody's doing well. Everybody's staying safe. Most importantly, future proof.